Welcome to my tutorial for how to make the crochet sphere. This project can result in a stress ball. It can also be a hacky sack or whatever else you'd like to do with the crochet sphere. This video picks up at step 3 of directions I have written out on a web page that is linked in the description of this video. In this particular tutorial, you're going to be following a pattern, and it's important to know what these abbreviations mean. So SC stands for single crochet, INC stands for increase, and DEC stands for decrease. And if you see any listing of any one of those enclosed in 2 asterisks, 2 stars, that means that you're going to repeat that pattern over and over until the row is done. So again, if you click on the link that's in the video description and you get to that web page, pick up at step 3. Steps 1 and 2 of this project involve making a magic circle, and that is covered also in my how to make a magic circle tutorial. The link to that is in this video description, and it's also linked in the directions on my website. So let me start with the materials we're using. Number 4 yarn, the type that I happen to be using, is from Cascade. It's Pacific Multicolor, and it is a superwash merino wool and acrylic, really soft. Love the multiple colors. And I'm going to make a stress ball for this project, and the stuffing that I use for that is just extra bulky yarn. If you want to make a hacky sack, you can stuff the ball with dry beans. Just make sure they're not too small so they don't fall through the holes that are left in your project. And there won't be big holes, but there'll be small ones. So I've already created my magic circle. So other tools that I need are scissors, obviously my crochet hook, size H thickness, and a yarn needle. Alright, so we've made the magic circle. We've got the last stitch of that row marked with a safety pin, and while holding the crochet needle you can kind of keep this pin behind what you're doing. So we need to find the first stitch that we made originally, and you can locate that by turning your project to the side. Sometimes it hides around the corner like that one is. You need to find that V, and you're going through underneath both of those pieces of the V. So it goes like this. Use your middle finger and the crochet needle to kind of push this through. These are the hardest ones to get. Once we do this row, everything will get a little bit looser. But I've pushed my crochet needle through that V, holding my project like this. I'm going to grab a loop and come through. Now I've got 2 loops over here on my crochet hook, from 2 down to 1, and we've done 1 single crochet. But this row is all increase stitches. An increase stitch is 2 single crochets into the same hole, the same place, the same stitch. So we have to do that again in the same place. Alright, so we've done 1 increase. You can tell, you turn to the side, look for the V that's actually attached to the stitch. You know, that's the one I just stitched into. Now I'm going to go into the second V and add 2 stitches there. There's 1, and in that same spot, there's 2. If you ever drop the stitch, just don't pull very tight on your left hand, and your right hand can usually pull out the loop and put the crochet hook back in, and you're alright. Alright, so we've done this one. We've got to go in there. One stitch and another stitch in the same spot. Next stitch is here, and another single crochet into that spot for another increase. Our next V is here. We're coming up on our first stitch, or our last stitch of the first row. This is another increase. Oh, and if you ever get the yarn caught up the wrong way, just gently back out, pull just a little bit and find that loop that you started at last. Put your crochet hook back in. Okay, and you can tell where you've done an increase. You can see two single crochets in one hook and in one loop, one stitch. We've done one here, we've got to do another one. And we're finally at the marker that we first placed, which we're going to take out briefly and then put back in. Alright, so this is the last increase. Through the V, back out, 2 loops down to 1, and 1 more stitch to go. And now we should have 12 stitches. Let's see if we did that right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Perfect. All right, so at this stage I'm going to put my marker back in right through the V to mark the last stitch of this second row of the sphere project. And this is what it should look like. Now our magic circle might have opened up a little bit at this stage. You can close it by pulling on that tail. All right. Now should be ready for the next step. All right, so we're picking up on row 3, and just in case you set your project down at this point, notice that the wrong side should have the tail coming out the end. The side you want to be looking at is the opposite side. Extra yarn is on your left, on your right the crochet hook, and then the safety pin's in behind. And the safety pin, remember, is marking the last stitch of row 2. So row 3, the pattern goes like this. We're going to do an increase and then a single crochet all the way around, and if we've done it right at the end, we should end up with 18 stitches. So you can look closely here and see that this last stitch that we did, this blue one, it's attached to this light pink stitch right about there. So we're going to go in this one. That's our first, it's going to be an increase. So like we've done before, you find the V, you go into it, pull the yarn through, 2 loops down to 1 loop. And remember, this is an increase, so we're going to go into the same hole again. And now we've done an increase. The next stitch we're going to do is just a single crochet, plain old single crochet. There's our stitch, the V. Going to go into the stitch, grab the yarn, pull it around, and there's a single crochet. We're going to jump to the next stitch. We're going to do an increase. Two stitches into the same place. then a single crochet, and then an increase in the next one, if you ever get stuck like that, just go back out. Remember, try to remember where you are. We're on an increase. If you ever get lost, take a look at your stitches. You can see there's 2 in this one stitch, there's 1 there, there's 2 back here. You can start to tell the more experience that you get. So we've just done an increase. Our next stitch is a single crochet, going in right there. Okay, so an increase is next. Then a single crochet. Oh, grab the yarn the wrong way. Good chance for me to show you this. Just back out gently. Pull that loop back up and go right back through. Pick up where you left off. Oh, what did we just do? We did an increase. This is a single. Increase. Single crochet. Oop. Sorry about that. Increase. If you ever get lost, just pull that back a little bit. It'll be easy to tell which one you just went in. See, this is over the top of this loop, so this is our next one. Not this one. It's connected. This is our next one. It's an increase. Sometimes that safety pin can get in your way a little bit. Try to hold that down. Oops. You can drop it at this stage and just pull the loop through. Doing the second stitch of that increase. And now we're at the place where we left our stitch marker. This is our last stitch of the row, and it is a single crochet. Okay. I'm going to place my stitch marker back on the last stitch of this row. Here's the loop, and it's going right in here. You can see right where that is. Okay, so if we've done this row correctly, we should have 18 stitches. You can count those. If that hole is opened up from your magic circle, you can always pull that a little tighter. And by now, you should understand what an increase is and what a single crochet is. And you need to follow along in the pattern that I've linked to in the description of this video through row 10. Good luck. And if you ever have any questions, you can always shoot me an email. And all my contact information is available on my website. Again, that is linked in the video description.